Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Free Bridge Podcast. I'm your host speaking, Brian Castillo. And today we have only Chris Felico on. Matt could not make it.
The better Felico.
The better Felico, one can add. One can say. So Matt is not here. He wasn't feeling good because he's a little bitch. But I digress. So it's just me and Chris now. And today we're talking flicks. Every
talking flicks with the Felico.
With only the Felico. The only one that matters. Last time we were on, we talked about The Last Action Hero, which, in my opinion, was the greatest movie of all time. And Chris,
until now.
Yeah, until now, yeah. But here's the thing: we had so much fun doing that review, and I just love watching movies that we decided let's do this every week.
Thing of this.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing. So this week, we really didn't know what movie to choose, and one night we were looking at your Fire Stick. And
it's not illegal or anything.
Yeah, it's totally legal. He pays for it, absolutely. And we chose the movie. Well, I have heard from a lot of friends, and I saw on a lot of YouTube reviews that the movie Game Night is really good and worth watching. Now, it took a little convincing on my part to get Chris to watch it with me.
Yeah, I gave you a lot of flack for it.
He's like, oh, I can't find it. Are you sure it's on there?
You sure? As I kept passing it, I'm just quite not seeing it.
There it is, Chris. It's right there. Oh, you sure? No, I don't see it. You're an idiot. And then we finally decided to just watch it. Yeah. And to say the least, I think that movie was perfect.
It was damn near perfect, that's for sure.
That movie is, if you guys have not seen the movie Game Night, turn off this review and go watch it, because it's going to be spoilerific reviews that we're about to make. And honestly, bravo.
What I could tell you what wasn't perfect was the marketing department for that movie, because it honestly did not do that movie justice in any sort of capacity whatsoever.
No, I mean, I think I saw one trailer and I was like, it looks okay.
It looked nothing like the movie.
Yeah. The movie's perfect. The movie is
great.
You know what it is? I think it's because the actors look too good. If that makes any sense. It looked like you were watching like a MTV special or something. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I got the sense it was going to be like the Office Christmas Party type movie.
Yeah. So
I was like, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, because it looked too like poppy and too like mainstreamy, and I was like, I'm not watching that piece of trash.
Oh my god, it was gold. Just absolute gold.
Unbelievable.
It was platinum.
Yeah. Oh man. Whew, was that a great movie? So let's go right into the cast first, because I think this movie had a monster cast. And right now we have, just take a listen to this cast. Rachel McAdams was Annie, which, by the way, Rachel McAdams is my wife. I love her. Trisha's going to kill me for that. Jason Bateman, who, in my opinion, is underrated. I don't think he gets enough love, man. He's the perfect straight man.
He is the perfect straight man. He is.
Right off the top of my head, I can think.
You're straight.
He's the straightest.
As an arrow.
As a whistle. I can think of like so many movies and TV shows that he's in. Like, I mean, go down the list. I love the movie Extract.
Yeah. Oh God, Extract's great.
Horrible Bosses.
We saw it in the theaters together, I think.
We did.
Saw Extract, yeah.
We saw Extract together. That movie's perfect.
Horrible Bosses was great.
Horrible Bosses he was in.
Arrested Development. Well, the first 3 seasons.
The TV show, yeah. He was in that. Oh, he was in Juno.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was the voice in Zootopia.
Right.
He played the fox, right? He's in that show, The Ozarks.
Yeah, isn't that like more of a serious role for him?
Yeah. The Gift. Oh man, The Gift was he has a lot of range, man. A lot of range. Yeah, he was in a lot of movies,
was
man.
Was he in that movie Identity Thief with I can't think of her name.
He was in Dodgeball. Oh my God, that's right. In Dodgeball, he was one of the announcers at the end.
Oh, that's right.
It's a bad, interesting play, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. I forgot about that one. Okay, so let's go down the list of this. So we had Rachel McAdams, Jason Bateman. Oh my goodness, Jesse Plemons.
Yep.
Plemons. He plays Gary in this movie, and I'm telling you right now, guys, Gary is by far my favorite character of this movie.
He doesn't get nominated for an Academy Award for this film. By God have mercy on everyone sold the Academy.
I laughed so hard at some of the stupid things that guy said.
Oh, it was amazing.
Just perfect. Just
absolute comedic genius on his part.
Then there's Kyle Chandler. who plays Brooks. I think Kyle Chandler, and the only movies that come off the top of my head is he was in that King Kong movie with Jack Black.
He was in Super 8. He was the deputy.
Super 8? Oh, he was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He was in Super 8.
He was in Argo.
He was in Argo.
He's in Friday Night Lights, too.
In the TV show, right? Yeah, that's where I know him from.
Manchester by the Sea.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, well, he's the brother that dies that brings him back.
Spoiler alert.
Well, you're kind of supposed to know. It's not really spoiling anything.
Then we got Billy Magnuson. He plays Ryan in the movie, which is, man, that character.
He's great in that movie, too.
You know what? He really channels his inner Christopher Pratt in that movie. He reminds me of Chris Pratt. My God. Phenomenal job. John Francis Daly plays Carter. I don't really remember him in the movie, but I guess he's in it. Then there's Kylie Burnbury. She plays Michelle. And Lamorne Morris, who plays Kevin. And then we got a British girl, Sharon Horgan.
She's actually Irish.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's the joke in the movie is that she's Irish. What was the scene? The guy who plays Ryan, Billy Magnuson, he keeps bringing people to the game night parties that they have. Everybody, I mean, I'm sure everybody has their own game nights where their friends come over and they play a bunch of like board games and whatnot, which is a great premise for a movie in itself, right? And this guy, he's a good-looking guy. Like I said, he's like Christopher Pratt, good-looking guy, and he keeps bringing random girls with him to all these game nights, and all the girls are always stupid idiots.
To make him look like a genius.
Yeah, to make him look really smart, and he's just not. And now he brings this girl who's just really smart, and you find out now he's actually dumb.
Right.
Which I thought was
what they did there. They flipped it.
Genius. And then he says to her,
he says, "You're like a double threat, brains and you're British," and she's like, "I'm Irish."
Which I just did right now, so I guess I'm Christopher Pratt. So that's the cast for the most part.
You forgot about Michael C. Hall.
Michael C. Hall's in it, and that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
But Michael C. Hall, a.k.a. Dexter, is in this movie, and when he shows up, I'm like, whoa, I forgot that he even existed, but he kills it in the role too. Everybody was perfect. Everybody played their roles to a T, exactly the way you're supposed to play their role, and I loved every second of it, man. Jason Bateman playing the smart guy, the straight guy. Rachel McAdams was the fun-loving wife, and they had a perfect connection with one another. Jesse Plemons was a psychopath, and I loved every second of it.
So great.
So Jesse Plemons, these guys are all together. They have their game night, and Jesse Plemons, who played Gary would be a part of their game night, but him and his wife got divorced, and I guess she left. And so they always really just liked his wife. They didn't really like him. Right. So they're like, we're just not going to invite him to the rest of the game nights. And every time they're about to have game night, he's like outside watching. Like, are you guys gonna play game night? And like, no, not today, because we're just gonna stay home. Really? You have 3 bags of Tostito chips in your hand. Why? Are you sure? And they're like,
it's like, I noticed that you have 3 bags of Tostitos. And he's like, yeah, it was buy 1 get 3.
And he's like, really? That doesn't seem very profitable
for the Frito-Lay Corporation.
And he's like a police officer in his police outfit, and they're like, yeah.
Little like dog. He's almost like Silence of the Lambs Buffalo Bill.
I gotta find the line that he says, but he says a line in the movie that had me dying, where he's like, "Oh, I love camaraderie with friends."
Oh, I have it here if you want to read it.
Read it. This is a great line.
I've always enjoyed the camaraderie of good friends because often we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. And then Ryan says, "Oh, because your wife left you." And then Kevin's like, "Oh, shit."
Oh, shit. Oh, my God, dude. I forgot. Now, this guy is, like, really scary because, like, he's just home alone his whole life. And you're like, it's perfect because we all have that friend who's like, hey, you guys doing anything? Oh, no, we're just chilling. All right, guys, just hide in the back. Which is fine.
This is the back door.
Oh, my. Okay, so, let me go over the premise of this movie. So the premise is Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams star as Max and Annie. Those weekly couples game night gets kicked up a notch when Max's charismatic brother, so his charismatic brother is played by Kyle Chandler, and he plays
Brooks.
Yeah, he plays Brooks, and he arranges a murder mystery party, complete with fake thugs and faux federal agents. So when Brooks gets kidnapped, it's all part of the game, right? But as the 6 uber competitive gamers set out to solve the case and win, they begin to discover that Neither his game nor Brooks are what they seem to be. Over the course of one chaotic night, the friends find themselves increasingly in over their heads as each twist leads to another unexpected turn. With no rules, no points, and no idea who all the players are, this could turn out to be the most fun they've ever had. Or game over. That's what this website says. That was what website is this? This is Rotten Tomatoes. That is there, and Rotten Tomatoes scored it at 83%. So it's certified fresh. The audience actually scored it 79%. I give this movie 96%.
98.
99.
100.
A million. Listen, this movie is so let's dive into this, right? So Max and Annie, right? They meet. They show a little montage in the beginning of how they meet. It's through game night, and they're very competitive. It's almost
like at a bar, like a bingo session almost.
Yeah, and it turns out like they just connect. They're like, we're on the same level.
Well, they both answer the question for their respective teams together at the same time, and then they're like eyes lock, and there's that little like corny like
oh I love you
looking into each other's eyes like this is how the best movie ever is going to start.
And so that just shows a montage of them just like kicking the crap out of everybody in all the games, and everybody's like, hey, pieces of shit.
And their friends keep changing because no one wants to continually play with them.
No one wants to be their friend, and but now they get married. They have a little house and whatnot, and they're trying to have kids. I don't know. They added that into the whole mix. It's a little crazy. And this is just another day in the life, essentially, of Max and Annie, and they're having their little game night. And then there's Gary who wants to be a part of it, but they're like, we don't want Gary to be a part of this game. He's a fucking weirdo. And then everybody starts coming over to their house. So they have told everybody, because I think Annie was like, what are we going to do? He's going to watch people try to get into our house, right? The movie is really smart in like almost addressing some of the thoughts that we may have. So like we're going, oh wait, this guy, that's messed up. They're not going to invite this guy over, but he's going to see people come through their door. But they knew that we were going to ask that question. So they're like, well, no, I told everybody to go in through the back door. They're going to sneak in around back.
Meanwhile, they're like coming through the window. It's like zombies are entering the house.
They're like, what the hell's going on? And so now they're all at the house, and they're like, we're waiting for my brother. Now, I think it was amazing the way they set it up. How they're like, is Brooke coming? Or is that his name? What was his name? Yeah. Brooks. Is Brooks coming, your brother? And he's like, oh, yeah, he'll be here. Oh, we love him. He's so cool. And everybody in the movie, like, there's that joke where, like, oh, he's so much hotter than my husband over here. His brother's so much hotter, and he's so much more successful. Apparently, like, he had stock in Panera Bread.
Yeah, before it got popular.
Yeah, and it took off.
He invented the Fuji salad.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, he's really rich, and he's awesome, and he's way better than Max is. And so it does a great job setting up that character. So when he finally shows up in what was the Corvette Stinger?
He comes in a 1976 Rally Red Corvette Stingray, which is Max's favorite car.
Max's favorite car. He goes, of course he has my favorite car of all time. And
he keeps like dropping jabs on Max pretty much from when they first meet.
Yeah.
Because a little bit of a backstory, how they're both competitive, and Max was obviously always losing to Brooks, and Brooks was awesome.
He's just better than him in every way.
The line was, he's like, oh yeah, just got the car, and he's like, that was my favorite car as a kid. Yeah, that's probably what inspired me.
Yeah. And then he says, and then when they're driving to his house or something like that, like, oh, let's do game night at my house next time. And when they're driving to his house, Annie's like, you know what, Max, I finally get it. He is a dick. Like he constantly undercuts you every second of the way.
Yeah, undercuts and undermines you.
You know what though? I bet he has a little dick. And then he says, no, I've seen it.
I've seen it too.
It's humongous. He's got a monster one. She's like, oh god, that sucks. So they show up at his house. He's got a beautiful house. Now this guy says, he doesn't live here. He's flew in. It. Yeah, he rented a whole giant house, mansion house. And he's like, I just rented it for the party because I'm so awesome. And so they go to his house, and he's building. He's telling them, so here's how the game is going to go. Each one is going to be looking at these like FBI files or whatnot. It's going to be crazy.
Right.
So then the FBI shows up, the quote unquote FBI, and who's played by the guy who plays Bernard in Westworld.
Yep.
My God, he's amazing. So he shows up and he's like, all right, guys.
And he's wearing the sunglasses at night, and Ryan goes, sunglasses at night, legit.
It's legit. And he's like, all right, guys, we have information that these bad guys are going to come here to kidnap one of you.
There's been a kidnapping spree in the area, and we think that one of you may be the target.
And they're
Here's your
like,
files.
meanwhile, Mel Brooks is like, oh, this is great. I told you guys it's going to be awesome. And so all of a sudden, the door gets kicked down.
And Brooks says a great line.
He's like, what are you doing?
No. He goes, I know you guys are meth, but God, did you have to kick it in?
He's like, why'd you kick my door? And then they punch him in the face, and they beat the shit out of Bernard, and then start kicking the crap out of Brooks. And they engage in one of the craziest fight scenes I've ever seen. Like, they're throwing knives at each other. They're really trying to kill him. One guy's got him by the throat, and he's like punching them out. And they're like, wow, this is
Hit each other with pots and pans.
Meanwhile,
drinking glass over their heads. And they're all sitting there eating cheese. They're like, wow, have you had this cheese? It's fantastic.
Oh, this cheese is amazing. And then they're like, oh, look, there's beautiful choreography going on here. Yeah. And then they throw him on the glass table, and it doesn't break. I'm like, wow, that's unexpected. And so
that's a really strong glass table.
Yeah, and then they pretty much kidnap him and take him away. And they're like, all right, guys, let's figure this out now. Who stole him and why? And then they take their FBI files and they go on their separate ways.
Well, no, as they're dragging Brooks out, he's like, because he's got tape over his mouth.
Yeah.
And his brother Max, played by Jason Bateman's like, okay, yeah, but no, don't follow us or we'll shoot you. Yep, gotcha, Roger that.
He's just like, I hate this guy. God, he's look at what he's doing to me. He never ceases to amaze me. Like no, he doesn't like spare any expense.
No expense.
Yeah, and so he gets dragged out. Whatever. Now they're on their respective couples. They go separate ways.
Couples, yeah.
And now they're trying to solve the case. And,
we forgot. Brooks put the Stingray up for grabs for the winners.
Oh yes. Ooh, I messed that one up. He's like, the winner of this game
gets the keys, and Ryan's like, the keys, just the keys, and he's like, no, Ryan, the whole car.
The whole car, you idiot. Oh man, that, by the way, his girlfriend, I guess, I don't know if that's his girl or the girl that his
date brought. Yeah,
like what was her name again? I gotta look that
up.
In
real life, it's Sharon.
Sharon Horgan.
Yeah, was her name Michelle?
Sarah. Her name was Sarah. Michelle was the other girl. Michelle
Swanson, Samson,
Slimmy, Slappy. So she's actually pretty good in the movie. I thought she did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah, and so now they're like, I guess. How did Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman figure out? They said,
they went into his office and they were trying to figure out the first clue in the file, like everyone is, because it breaks off into groups and they're all trying to figure it out. And like the girl who's with Ryan is like, all right, well, let's just here's his wallet. I think let's look at the business card, or we'll look at his credit card statement and see who he paid for this game night, and we'll pay them off to get the last clue.
Yeah.
Then you have the other couple, and they literally can't figure out the clue. Mm-hmm. And then Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman, they find his iPad, which he has an iPhone, so those two things sync. So they start tracking the phone using the iPad. Find my phone, and they're like, "Oh, we'll just follow wherever location he went to, and then just convince him, gigs up, let's go."
Genius idea! Wow.
Yep.
So here's the thing, and then she finds. So at one point, one of the perpetrators drops a gun. Right when the scuffle.
No, Brooks drops his gun.
He pulls out a gun.
He goes to pull it out of his sock, and they hit it out.
Yes, and now the gun's there, and so Rachel McAdams picks it up and says, "Oh, I got one of the."
I got a prop.
Yeah, and she walks around with the prop the whole time. It's a real loaded gun, and she's like scratching her head with it, like, "Oh, I'll just scratch my head with a gun now that I have one."
It's like a 38 special.
That'll blow your head off. Yeah. Oh my God, that thing's like a cannon. And so when they get to this place, it's like some weird bar somewhere, and
it's almost like a quasi strip club with no strippers.
Yeah, it was like something you'd see in like the Roadhouse. And then so they're in there, and then they're like, all right, I'll tell you what, we can find out if this guy's really a bartender or if he's an actor. Here's how we figure it out. We'll order something that only a bartender would know. And so Richmond Adams like, all right, I got it. I'll take a yeah, and he's like, okay. And he looks at her like, are you retarded? What the hell are you doing?
No, he's like, yeah, okay, good job, honey. Almost like, yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah, and then I forget what he orders.
He's like, I'll have an Arthur Collins.
Arthur Collins or something stupid like that.
The best part is he brings the drink back, and she's like, honey, is that an Arthur Collins? Like, I don't know, I've never had one before, but it is delicious.
It's pretty good, actually. It's not bad. And the guy looked like a biker guy.
Yeah.
He didn't look like a bartender. But it turns out he is. He's a really good bartender, actually. And so now she's like they see this door open, and you see
Brooks tied up to the chair.
Kyle Chandler is tied up to the chair and he's taped up. So they go, oh, look, he's here. So she pulls out her gun that she thinks is fake. And she's like, all right, idiots. you gotta let us in. And I'm like, oh my God.
She does the Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, no, not Uma Thurman.
I'm sorry.
Honey Bunny. Honey Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you motherfuckers, you shut your mouths, you move and you're dead, or something. Yeah, she's like going crazy doing that. She's like, look, I'm doing that movie. I'm doing Honey Bunny from that movie.
Yeah, I'm doing Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, whatever, honey. Guys, we're going to go in there. We're going to get my brother out, all right? I'm like, no, you wait. I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay, see you later. So they go in there. They lock the door. And they take the tape off his mouth, and they're like, "So we got you." And he's like, "Oh God, no, this is real. We're all gonna die." And he's like, "Yeah, sure. And the guys are trying to kick down the door. They're like hitting it, like breaking the glass, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
They're like, "Gig's up. We already won the game. You can stop now."
And then he's like, "No, dude, I sell drugs or something on the black market. And turns out I'm actually a low-life scumbag, and you guys are screwed." And he's like, "What?" And then when she's like, "But this gun is fake." And when she shoots it up into the air, it goes off. She drops the gun. The gun goes off again. And Jason Bateman's like, "Oh, my hand." He looks at his arm. And right in his forearm, there's a hole in it. And blood starts spewing out of it.
And he goes, "Blood?"
He's like, "Oh, blood." And that's like, dude, I swear I couldn't watch this. I was like, "Oh, his arm." And then they keep messing with it when she's like, we gotta take the bullet out. Remember when they're at the convenience store?
2 small incisions on the side. She just like literally cuts up his whole arm. How he didn't die and bleed to death was amazing.
Dude, she cuts his arm wide open like you're trying to kill somebody. It looked like remember in the Terminator 2 when he's like ripping his arm off?
Yeah, when he cuts all the way up and then rips it off, and it's just
that's what it looked like.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's disgusting. I can't. And Jason Bateman's like, "Oh, my arm." And then he's like, "What are you doing? Why? It's not a grapefruit. It's a bullet. Why are you trying to open my?" And then she's hitting it. She starts tapping on it with the metal, like the knife. She starts tapping. You hear the tapping.
What's that noise? Is that the bullet?
Oh, that's the bone. And then he turns it around. And he goes, "Oh wait, is that an exit?"
She's like, "Oh my God, you got shot twice." Like, no, it's the exit wound. The bullet came out. So it was all for nothing.
Oh, that's good. Dude, that movie.
Then they both start dry heaving, and they're in the middle of an alleyway, and people pass, and they're just sitting there like, oh.
And his arm is wide open. And the whole movie, Billy Magnuson, who plays Ryan, a.k.a. Christopher Pratt, he keeps saying, "Oh, you know what? I think there's an underground fight club that rich people pay poor people to fight in."
That's their version of game night.
Yeah, that's their version. I bet you that's what they do. And he keeps saying that reoccurring joke.
And people think he's an idiot.
Yeah, and then finally, one of their clues leads them to this place. And when they go down, they're in this beautiful mansion, and they go downstairs. And downstairs, they're actually doing a fight club. And he's like, "Oh my God, it's rich people paying poor people to fight each other. I knew it." And they're beating the shit out of each other. And I'm like, oh God, dude, this movie is amazing. There's just so many moments in this movie that are over the top, but they work.
Oh, yeah.
They work perfectly.
It makes it make sense.
Oh,
it was totally believable. And the cinematography in that film, we didn't even get to that.
Oh,
they
that's
make a
right.
lot of scenes, like they're it'll be like panning in on a neighborhood, and they make the neighborhood look like it's almost like Monopoly houses.
Yeah.
And then it all of a sudden turns to reality. And then a lot of the chase scenes with the cars is almost like first-person video game.
Yeah.
The way they make it look, the scenes, the shots, it's really good.
I was loving
Very creative.
A lot of great shots in that movie, man. Just like they really put a lot of effort in it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
And they just did a terrible job of marketing it.
What the hell is wrong with them?
Those people should be fired.
I think they were fired.
I hope so. They should hire us because we could have just, marketed the shit out of that movie.
This movie came out from New Line Cinema, which I didn't even know they still come up with movies.
Yeah.
I thought New Line Cinema.
I think they were still trying to write Freddy Krueger 11.
Yeah, I thought they only do horror movies. I didn't know they do like movies like this. You know, this movie was on another level. Like I was having a blast.
Oh, it was great. And then we can't say it enough. Gary was just unbelievable character.
Gary was perfect. In fact,
unbelievable character.
It says here with a cleverly edited opening montage shows that games like Pictionary, Scrabble, and charades are the foundation of their relationship and led to their marriage. That's for Max and Annie, right? This article actually does a really good job of explaining. Then Brooks invites the guest out to his rich guy house for a different kind of game night. And then, Brooks gets kidnapped in a home invasion. That everything, okay, so there's that. I actually said this while we were watching the movie. They says, if you've seen the movie The Game or other films in which an escapist adventure turns weird and frightening, you'll anticipate some, but not all of the twists and turns of Game Night, which was true.
It was true. You did say that. It was like the funny version of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, what? And then there's like there are juicy bits for supporting players as well, including Jeffrey Wright as an FBI agent, which is Bernard, Danny Huston as a decadent rotter, his specialty, Michael C. Hall as a scary criminal known as the Bulgarian.
Yep.
We didn't even talk about the Bulgarian. So he's
we didn't want to drop it.
Yeah. And Jesse Plemons as the divorced, seemingly personality-free cop who lives in the same cul-de-sac as Max and Annie and seems obsessed with getting invited to the game night again. None of these characters are quite as they appear on first or second glance.
Well, what's great about this movie, too, is there's no dead spots.
No.
There's none of that, because I feel like every movie, especially today, there's that 5 or 10 minutes where it's just like, that was so fucking unnecessary.
Yeah.
You just wasted 5 or 10 minutes of my time.
Yeah. It says here, actually, right here, this is a perfect one. Game night is nearly perfect entertainment for adults over a certain age. Yeah. There's a madcap car chase, a violent incident that leads to impromptu surgery, and a house party with echoes of the mass spectacle in Eyes Wide Shut. But it's true. But it's all entwined with commentary about aging, disappointment, doomed romanticism, and sibling rivalry.
I mean, sibling rivalry, that's huge.
Holy crap, man. There's a lot that goes on in this movie. It's so good.
Can I say the best line in the movie?
You can say all the lines you want.
So let me set the scene first. So, I mean, we're skipping ahead quite a bit in the film.
It's good. Now, you know what? We can't talk about the whole film.
So, there's a part at the end. There's a car chase scene with a plane. And so Max and Annie are trying to chase down a plane in which Brooks is on to try and stop it before it takes off. And so the plane's parked, and Max gets on it, and Annie's waiting on the side of it trying to, like, kind of view what's going on. And a security guard for the Bulgarian comes around the side of it, and he's holding, like, an Uzi next to her. And she's like, please. Well, I'll read the line. She goes, wait, I have kids at home. And he says, not with an ass like that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. And it's next to a plane, and the plane engine turns on. He gets sucked through. He gets killed. And she's like, yes! Oh, no, he died. Oh, my God. It was the greatest.
Oh, that's right. He goes through the plane engine. Blood sprays everywhere. Oh, my God. Dude, this movie's pretty violent, actually. There's a lot of violence in it.
A lot of violence. But it's, like, tasteful.
Except for that one scene where they're cutting the guy's arm open. I was like, I can't watch this. I'm out. Remember, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to see it anymore. This is disgusting.
Loomis turned out the greatest movie ever.
And this says right here, the actors put it all across with flair, especially Bateman and McAdams, which I thought they were the heart of this film, who complete each other's thoughts so gracefully that they really do seem as if they've been married forever. And Plemons, who steals every scene he's in. That's the guy who plays that's Gary the cop. He steals every scene that he's in through deft underplaying. And while there are few touching moments, the film never really tries to claim sentimental or revelatory power it hasn't earned. I agree with that, man. This movie, like...
There's a scene...
It's a lot of jokes.
There's a ton of jokes.
Great jokes.
And there's a lot of great jokes that are reoccurring throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go into the details because I don't want to be a spoiler. Mm-hmm. But the scene on the bridge with Gary, that climax...
Yeah.
Of the whole thing.
Holy crap, details, man.
It is just like mind fuck.
Here's the thing. I said spoiler alerts at the beginning, and we spoiled a lot of this movie. I think, honestly, we should talk about that already.
We should?
Yeah, man, why not?
Okay, you know
we've already spoiled everything else. That scene. So Gary is constantly trying to win their trust and their love so they can go and play
games. He gets back into game night.
Yeah. And at the end of the film, they get kidnapped, and it seems like they're all going to die. Right? They're like, all right, he says, kill him. All right, let's do it. And then a cop car shows up. It's Gary. He jumps. He does this cool little slide.
He's like Starsky and Hutch over the hood.
Yeah, and he shoots and kills both of the guys. And he's like, I've saved you guys. I've come to rescue you. And they're like,
oh, when did Gary get so cool again?
But then the guy goes, fuck you, and he's still alive and shoots Gary in the chest, and Gary starts bleeding. And they're like, Gary, when did you get cool? Right before he gets shot. So they like Gary now. And now Gary's dying in a pool of blood. And
he's like got it coming out of his mouth. He's dying. He's like, they're whimpering.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my God, Gary, no, Gary, come on. And honestly, dude, I was legit sad.
Me and Ryan were sad. We actually looked at each other and was like, oh God, this is
You know what it was?
Saddest part I've ever seen.
The whole movie, you're like, dude, I feel bad for Gary.
Yeah.
His wife left him. He doesn't want to hang out with him. Like, granted, the guy's a psychopath, but like, I feel bad. And then
There's so many scenes that lead up to that too, where you feel bad for him.
There's actually a scene they need to get into his house and use his computer. So they lie to him and say, "Oh, we'll play game night. Let's play Jenga." While Jason Bateman's in his room on his computer and he bleeds all over the place.
Yeah.
You see Gary's talking to them and he's like, "My wife left me," and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it's really awkward. And then finally, Jason Bateman's like, "Let's get the hell out of here," and they just leave him. Again, and then fast forwarding to this scene, he gets shot. Now he's dying in their arms, and he's just like, oh god. And they're like, "No, Gary, you have so much to live for." And they're like, "No, I don't. My wife left me, and I don't have any friends." And they're like, "No, we're your friends." He goes, "No, I'm not. You guys aren't my friends. You guys don't even invite me to game night." I was like, "Oh
Gary, you can come to every game night." And he's like, "Don't ever not invite me to game night." And they're like, "No,
Gary."
And they're like, "Wait, what is that?" And it's like blood dribbling out of his mouth, and then something pops out. And Rachel McAdams is like, "Is that a blood clot?" And he's like, "No, blood capsule." And they're like, "Blood capsule?"
He's like, "This was all orchestrated by me."
And that's the game.
He gets up and he's like, "That's the end of the game, guys. Now I'm invited to the rest of your game nights." I'm like, what? So here's the thing. It was hilarious, but it was also like one of those moments where you felt so sad. And then you got angry. You were like, "What a piece of shit. Oh, my God. They were right about him."
Yeah.
I was wrong. I thought that was perfectly executed.
Oh,
I think I cried when I saw it. I was like, that was too funny.
Well, because you're sad. You're like ready to cry because Gary's dying.
Yeah.
And then he's not dying. And you're like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're like, "That guy's a dick." And then all of a sudden, should we keep going?
I mean, yeah, keep going.
And then, so now you're like, "Oh, my God, this guy just bamboozled us." And you think it's all right. Well, that's clever. They hoodwinked me.
Yeah.
Totally got me. And then all of a sudden they're talking to him, and he gets shot again. And you're like, "Wait, what?"
And they're like, "Oh yeah, whatever,
so now
Gary."
You find out Gary's game was really still within the game that we thought we were just in.
Yeah.
And there's people still really trying to kill Brooks.
Yeah.
And there's Gary like on the ground. And he's like, "I need backup." And they just kick him down to the ground and shoot him. And you're like, oh my God.
Because they're like,
he's dead.
Because afterwards they're like, "Well, I got shot by a real gun." He's like, "That's impossible. I didn't have real guns. I used props."
Right,
they're
like, start to give you like, "Oh, wait, what?"
Wait, what's he talking about? Because we're like, dude, he got shot for real. That doesn't mean that's impossible. I wasn't using that. And then you realize, there actually are some bad guys, and that guy was still telling the truth. We forgot about Brooks talking about the Bulgarian.
That's all real. Yep.
Yeah. I just can't say enough good things about this movie, man. I thought it was perfect. I mean, we've been talking for a while about this thing.
How about when Brooks? So the whole thing is they're trying to get an egg, and that's why they're at that mansion for the Fight Club, and they're trying to get this egg, and inside the egg is a list for people from the Witness Protection Program, which is why the Bulgarian wants to get it, because he wants to kill these people because they're obviously trying to rat him out.
Yeah.
And so they end up getting the list. Brooks eats it, and at the end of the movie, when Brooks is supposed to be serving like 68 months of house arrest, there's a scene where Jason Bateman asks him like, "Oh, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, once I get this bracelet off, I'm gonna be set." He's like, "Remember that Witness Protection list?" And he's like, "Yeah, I pooped it out, sold it for $3 million on the black market." He's like, "What? You're terrible. All those people on the list are gonna die." He's like, "No, come on, I tipped them off." Charged him $20,000.
Yes.
Like, wow, this guy's such a piece of shit.
They didn't learn anything at the end of that movie. But and they go, at the end of the movie, they continue doing game night. Gary's there again.
Oh, it's great.
It's a great ending, and then even after the credits,
as it's ending, you see they're about to get
robbed again. Yeah, and then the credits roll, and then you see into Gary's basement, and you see how he was piecing together all the lies that Jason Bateman was feeding him. So
about game night and how he was plotting the game night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's one of the best parts. That whole movie, that whole montage.
I think that.
And it shows him practicing to do the slide on the hood of the car.
Yeah.
That's the best part. And just bites the curb on one of them.
They keep showing like the shots of him like doing his little freaking practice runs on camera, and he keeps like busting his ass.
Great movie. So what would you say, Brian, on a star system?
The movie was. I just want to go over the director of this movie was John Francis Daley.
John Francis Daley. You should get director. Best director.
Not a long movie either. It's only 119 minutes long. Mm-hmm. Very short.
What, an hour and 49?
Yeah. Very, very short movie.
Straight to the point. Gets right in. There's no weak points. There's no wasting of time.
Yeah.
It keeps your attention. Damn near perfect, I say. So 1 to 5, Brian. What are we saying?
I'm giving this movie a 4.9.
4.9.
The reason why I took 1.01 off is because there's no boobies in the movie. That's always a reflection of bad.
I'm gonna go 6 out of 5.
Oh shit!
I love this movie.
You thought this movie was perfect.
You know what? And I think I like it even more because my expectation level going into it was so low. Like I was in the gutter, needle in the arm, ODing on heroin low going into the movie.
Oh my god!
And then literally came out rich, throwing money everywhere.
Dude, I don't
like Monopoly money. Get it?
Has this guy ever? Has he made another movie?
He should stop there.
I don't think John Francis Daley has ever made. It says directed by, and I'm looking at his filmography, and I don't see.
Oh God,
literally
John Francis Daley, please, for the love of God, do not let us find out that you touched a child or thought about touching a child or joked.
Yeah, I know. Like imagine, like it turns out.
Life right now.
Yeah, listen, man. I thought this movie was phenomenal. What a roller coaster ride, and I mean,
it should be on HBO or Netflix hopefully soon, or you can just go get a not so illegal Fire Stick.
Oh shoot!
Unlocksticks.com.
Yeah. So I'm going to give this movie a 4.9 out of 5 because no boobies.
6 out of 5.
6 out of 5. And Matt, what do you have to say for it? Oh, Matt's not here.
Oh, you didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was a little bitch. But
he would have liked it.
I think so.
He'd love Gary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to watch that with my wife.
Hopefully, he doesn't listen to this first.
Yeah. Because then it's spoiled beyond repair. So that was our take on the movie Game Night. If anybody has any suggestions for other movies we could watch, please give them to me. I was thinking maybe continuing to watch 2018 movies.
Yeah, we're going to try and keep the movies more up to date for you folks.
Yeah. I was thinking about watching that shithole movie, Skyscraper.